Right, back at Kilmore, Ben Murphy. Hello, mate.
Paul, great to see you again.
Good to be here. Super exciting what's going on behind us. We will touch on that. How is everything going here at the club at the minute, mate? No racing, unfortunately, but everything going okay?
No, we haven't raced since the end of November with our turf meeting, so it's been a pretty busy place since then. And yeah, it's a tough game, hospitality at the moment, but we're holding our head up and it's been quite strong the last 6 weeks, so we're really happy with that. Yeah, and there's a lot goes on in Kilmore, a lot gets governed, I suppose, by Melbourne in a way too, so it does define a few of those things. Been here looking at the new stabling for the racetrack. It's not for the harness track or for the thoroughbred people, it is or the pony club either, and we'll touch on that in a sec. One, it's going to be outstanding. Yep. No, very happy, very excited. It's a project that we've been really passionate about for 5 or 6 years and probably longer, and a need to give back to the participants. And so we're really wrapped with the support that we've received from the codes, and especially the government. The state government deserves a really big hand of thanks and gratitude towards supporting the project. So yeah, we're really looking forward to coming back in the next couple of months to start racing in the harness sense, so can't wait. Elephant in the room. I don't think it was as bad as what people said, but it could get cold, can get wet here in Kilmore, and people used to complain about the stablings. But in fairness, there was asphalt, they were all sheltered, there was a bit of trees for summertime and things like that. I don't think it was as bad as what everyone used to say, but it can get pretty average here in the middle of winter in Kilmore, which can be a bit trying for anyone, participants. Yeah, I think so. And we acknowledge that it's cold and it's wet, and it probably wasn't suitable for participants and what they needed going forward. So for us to be able to invest in the barn like we have was really important for the club, and I think it's really important for the sport as well, because we know that we need to try and improve it, and it's something that we've been working towards for, as I say, the best part of a decade. Yep. So to bring it to fruition is really exciting, and hopefully when the participants come back they can see that we've tried to think of everything that they may want and need, and try and service those needs. So I think we've done that, and you know, we're really excited to showcase it and have people back in the next, like I say, 6 to 8 weeks. I've got some footage. Depth, how big this shed actually is. It goes back to almost the horse gate. Yep. So basically you walk out of the race day office, and then that is the entire stabling along there. So the footprint is slightly bigger than the old stabling environment, I gather? Yeah, absolutely. Yep. It's about 100 metres long and about 48 metres wide. So when we went through the planning phase, the critical thing for us was to make sure that it was suitable for harness racing. Yep. You know, did we have the width of the thoroughfares wide enough so that sulkies could go by each other comfortably? You know, we spoke to plenty of participants about what do the tie-ups need to look like. You know, can we have a parade ring inside? What are the things that are really critical for a piece of horse infrastructure to be, you know, elite? Yep. And what do they need, and what are the needs of the participants? And that's what we've tried to build, and we're really excited because we think we've achieved nearly everything that everyone wanted. The potential to put the sulkies on behind the horses, and I say potential, so the room is there, they're 4 metre deep, and you'll be able to tie the horses up and have the sulkies behind them. Some people, as we said, don't like change. Yep. They can still go the other way, because that's what you've done with these walkways. There's still room for people to be able to go around. If they want to turn them around, put the sulky on behind, they can do that, but there is a much safer and easier way of doing it, which is put the sulky in first and then put it on the horse in those tie-up stalls, which will be a lot safer for everyone. Absolutely, and we want people to have choice, and we want people to be able to be comfortable in how they prepare their horses, because at the end of the day, that's what we're here to do. We want people to be able to come, have a good experience, race on a good track, and most importantly, give their horse the best chance to succeed in whatever they're doing. So we think we've achieved that, and we just want to get the feedback as we're going through to ensure that what people want is what we've delivered, and if we can change it, we're open to try and look at the things that may improve it. So I think, as I say, we've sought plenty of feedback along the journey, and I think we've achieved what people are after. So the old parade ring's still behind us. It's outside. It will stay outside. When we say an undercover parade ring, there is actually a new parade ring purpose-built inside of this shed, and when I say that, it's not going to be going around horse stalls or not. It's got its own designated area where people will be able to stay there. So if it is dark, gloomy, cold, you can stay undercover. If it's a beautiful day like today, you can be out and parade them and show your horse off out in the sunlight. And you've got the choice of doing both. Yeah, I think exactly. And I think what we're really conscious of is that we do run a really heavy program of racing
for the industry through, call it May through to September, where it can be cold and wet. And so, again, it's about choice.
Yep.
Are you able to use the pre-parade ring undercover to get your horse where you need to, go out, race and come back? Yep, well, we can do that. If you want to use the mounting yard, then you can do that as well.
Yeah.
So it's about how do we provide as much choice to as many participants as we can to get the right outcome for them to go away happy.
Stabling for 160 horses, I think
16,
116 horses, vet shed undercover, horse washers undercover. There's no need for anyone to walk outside. Once they get inside, there's a trainer's room for them to be able to have a little bit of time to themselves if they want to. Plenty of room for owners and people to come through and view the horses. And they don't have to be owners, they can be just the public.
Correct.
Can go through there, all undercover. Even the track work guys, they're covered for. They've got their own maintenance room and everything down there undercover.
Spot on. And that was the aim, was how do we get the best outcome that we can.
Yep.
And I think, we wanted to have a space for trainers and strappers and participants to be able to go and maybe just have a bit of quiet time or get away or use a microwave or have a cup of tea and not have to deal with, the public or to go into the jockeys' rooms or the drivers' rooms or whatever it might be. So it was about how do we service our participants as best we can. And I think that's been at the forefront of every decision we've made with this barn. Along the journey.
And it is dual purpose, so the thoroughbreds will be looked after as well. There'll be separate tie-up stalls for the tie-up positions, if you like, for the thoroughbreds. If they don't want to be at the front,
correct,
they can go back. They've got the choice as well. So the standardbreds, they don't have to go to the front ones, they can go to the back ones.
Spot on.
There's no defining there. Car park will definitely look a little bit different to what people have done, but you're working through a few of those things at the minute too. There'll be plenty of car parking. No, there won't be an issue with car parking.
No, absolutely not. I think it's a similar size to what we had previously. But we want to look at what are the other options available to make it as big as we can, to make sure that, if we do have a large meeting, that everyone has the ability to get into the race course safely, park their truck, their vehicle or their horse float, and then get the horses on and off safely. So, again, we'll work with the participants as we get back into racing in June to make sure that if there's things that we can do to make it better, that we work with them to make it better.
Incorporating the Pony Club kids, you bring in the menage right up to here. They're going to be able to use the undercover facilities as well, which I think hats off to you guys, because we need multi-purpose. You not only got the thoroughbreds and standardbreds, everyone needs to think outside the square. I'm sick of this industry just saying, harness need this and harness need that. We've got to be able to incorporate, use these facilities more than if you race 25 times a year.
Yep.
We've got to be able to use these facilities, 300 times a year would be nice if we could.
Yeah.
That's probably pie in the sky, but anywhere around that 200 times would be awesome.
It's really exciting for the Pony Club because their menage is down the back of the car park behind the 1600 metre chute, and there was an ability for us to solve a problem with the horse barn that meant that we could say, well, let's bring the menage up close to the tie-up stalls. It's a menage that they use for their younger riders, and so it becomes into a space where it's enclosed, it's close to the tie-up stalls, and it's a better outcome for our Pony Club. And we know that a lot of the participants that come through and join the harness racing fraternity or the thoroughbred fraternity start at Pony Club. Yep. So if we can invest in the youth and in the kids and they have a really good experience here at Kilmore, then hopefully they're the next drivers, the next jockeys, the next stable hand, the next trainers that want to stay involved in the equine industry, which is what we know we need to do.
Equine industry, that's a great word. I love that word. Stewards, drivers, male and female, are going to have a new look as well. That's all been redone. Bigger stewards room, which for those guys, they need it. A lot of us have probably been in the stewards room, and it is a little bit tight, so they're going to have a bigger area, but a bit of a common room, a bit of, I suppose, 20th century design, if you like, that you'll have your separation, but also where you can all commingle as well, because it's so important for both codes.
No, absolutely, and I think we need to acknowledge the patience and understanding of the female jockeys and drivers in the fraternities.
3 to 4 drivers, you said.
It was a really small and tight room, and it's a space that we hadn't got to before now. And so the opportunity, again, with the support of the Victorian State Government to look at this space and to redesign it was really, really important. So the female jockeys room, drivers room, and the male jockey and drivers rooms are both the same size, and then it feeds into a common lounge area where they can mingle. So it was really, really critical for us. Again, the participants that are coming through, the predominantly female now. So we need to acknowledge that. And like I say, I can only thank the drivers and the participants that have had to use those rooms for as long as they have for their patience, because if it was me, I'm not sure I would have been as patient and as understanding as the drivers and trainers and jockeys have been. So we're really grateful and really excited to get that project done as well.
You're a very patient man, though, Ben, aren't you?
Sometimes.
Glass, little few other alterations that are happening as well. You can see the glass behind us, so you're going to be able to see the parade ring. Plenty more happening. Ben, thank you. Thanks for showing me around. New lighting on the track as well.
Lighting, yep,
LED
can't
lighting, which is going to be pretty cool. We might come one night when you're going to do a test, and we might do something with that beforehand. All on track at the minute. We should be back racing here. What'd you say?
June 6th.
June 6th.
My little brother's birthday, so there you go.
Won't miss that. Not far off my daughter's birthday as well. I encourage any of the participants. You can't go through. We had the high-vis jackets on. You'll be able to watch this and all the rest. But drive past. Have a little vote, people. I think you'll get a bit excited about what you're going to be able to see. Mate, well done to yourself. The Kilmore Harness Racing Club, or the Kilmore Racing Club. I get into trouble for that.
Yes,
I fixed it up. I fixed it up. Going forward, as you said, the state government and anyone else who has contributed to this that I may not be aware of, well done to you guys, because I think our industry needs places like this. It's going to be good in summer. It's going to be awesome in winter. It's going to have so many ticks. So well done to you guys, mate, and thanks for showing me around.
Thanks, Paul. Great to see you again.